go ahead and give an introduction.
My name is Jennifer Cosme. I am a 5th grade teacher at the Talented and Gifted School for Young Scholars, and I just taught a ELA lesson.
And what grade?
For 5th grade.
5th grade. Okay, that's for my is. How does this lesson connect to and build on students' prior skills and knowledge? What was taught before the lesson and what will come after it?
Okay, so throughout the school year, my students have been working a lot with reading text closely and multiple times. So with this particular lesson, you saw a text being discussed that was examined over the course of a week. And within that week, there was different levels of support to get them to have such a high level discussion. And some of those supports include a teacher read aloud, followed by annotations of the text. We also studied specific vocabulary words to make sure that the vocabulary wasn't impeding the comprehension. So those are some of the supports that we had in place to make certain that the kids can engage in a shared inquiry discussion.
Okay, good. Is the text part of a sequence of text to design? Is the text part of a sequence of text designed to build skills and knowledge?
No, the text was a standalone text.
Okay. Talk about the standards targeted in the lesson. What did you do to make the lesson reflect the full intent of that standard?
So one of the major Common Core standards for 5th grade is that the students must be able to quote accurately from a text to be able to explain what the text is saying explicitly or to draw inferences from the text. So with this particular lesson, the students needed to back up any claims that they've made from the text with evidence to support it.
Which of the core action indicators do you think this lesson best exemplifies and why?
I think that the core action indicators that this lesson best exemplifies is core action 2 and 3, because those are centered around engaging the students in text and commenting on one another's ideas to draw different conclusions. So I think those are the core indicators that best suit this lesson.
Moving to shifts, discuss how this lesson illustrates the shifts required by the CCSS.
So I think that one of the Common Core shifts is shift 3, I believe, which is the staircase of complexity. And that's all about making text accessible to students. And so with this particular lesson, the lessons leading up to the shared inquiry discussion was all about scaffolding the students' comprehension of the text. So again, the fact that we studied so closely the vocabulary words, the fact that we made direct notes in the margin before we had our shared inquiry discussion with ideas that were sort of juxtaposed against one another, really helped to have the students develop interpretations about the story before we had our focus question today during our discussion.
How did you support all students in working with grade level texts? For example, how did you provide scaffolding for students below grade level so they can read grade level text?
So before today's shared inquiry discussion, a lot of the scaffolding and differentiation came into play for my students who are reading below grade level and above grade level. So for the students who are below grade level, I made sure that they had opportunities to share their thinking with others. I made sure that they had opportunities to ask questions about the text, to clear up any misunderstandings about the plot or major events that happen in the story. I think those lessons really helped to make sure that they were included in this lesson.
Did the students acquire the literary skills addressed in the lesson? Were they able to successfully respond to the text-dependent questions and tasks with precision?
Definitely. During instruction, I was keeping track of the students' responses So I believe that they did acquire the literacy skills. They were definitely citing the text in all of their ideas. And if I felt that there was any response that was lacking substantial support, I made sure that I followed up with a question or prompted them to cite.
Which indicators from Core Action 3 did the students best exemplify in this lesson, and what actions have you taken as a teacher to make that happen?
Core Action 3, I don't have that memorized. Let's see.
We're good. You only have two more questions
Two
after
more?
this, so your timing is good.
So Core Action 3 you said, right?
Yeah, so which behaviors from Core Action 3 did the students best exemplify in this lesson, and what actions have you taken as a teacher to make that happen?
So I think with Core Action 3, I would say this lesson best exemplifies B and C because the students were able to answer questions about the text with precision in their answers because they did have an opportunity to first think about it before the discussion and also write their answers with text evidence before they actually shared with one another during the discussion.
Reflecting on the lesson, what worked well and what might you do differently?
I think the students met the Common Core standard fully. The only thing that I would improve upon is, and I think we did this in the lesson, we reflected on how we did, and it seemed like we needed to have more of a natural pause in the discussion to allow turn-taking to happen a little bit more smoothly.
Were there any surprises or unexpected student behaviors or reactions today?
One big surprise was that my students were questioning one another's thinking. As a leader, I'm only supposed to ask the questions, but I feel that some of my students did take on that leadership role, and some of my struggling readers did so as well, so that was a big surprise.
That's it. You're done. Okay, thank you.
That was like